Hi guys, and welcome to today's 3ds Max tutorial session for interior lighting. In today's lighting session, we are going to see all about the interior lights. Let's see one by one. I have already made the model and it is available for your download for your practice. Before getting into the model, let's see about the interior lights which is present. Let's see about some Google images. Have a look at this image. Now this image has a different kind of lighting which bends in a particular angle. Let's look at the next image. In here, the exterior light, like the natural lighting sun, enters the room which flushes the whole area. And then here is the last warm lighting which is being present at the indirect face. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to bring in all these kinds of light inside our 3ds Max. Let's get back to the software. Let's start by one step at a time. Let's create a cool or warm light first. Let's decide which lighting will suit this particular room. For example, the room model which I have did here is for a kitchen. For this kitchen area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the cool light, the warm light, and the light which comes directly from the sun. So first let's start with the cool light. Cool lights are nothing but the white lights, and warm lights are nothing but the golden yellowish light, which is used for ambience. Let's start by creating a light. I'm sure you're well aware of the light which you want to create. Let's create a plain light. Let's create a copy of this. Hold your shift key and leave it. Make it instance because I don't want to change each settings for each light. By this way, the moment I change one setting for one light, all the light setting changes. Let's go over here. Let's take it to the top portion which is near to our hole of the light fitting. Let's keep it as close as possible. Okay, the setting for this light we have already seen before. For the warm lights, keep it in radiant power. You can use the amount of multiplier which decides the intensity of the light, and the temperature decides whether it has to be a warm color or whether it has to be a cool color. Let's try rendering this. There you go. It's beautiful. If you feel this is well and good enough, you can always stay with it, or if you feel like you want to go for the next step or you want it more bright, then increase the the light multiplier, so that you can have a more brighter image. This image is available on the web page. You can also download it and have it as a reference in order to get your own renderings. The light just spreads just like that, but suppose if I want it in a particular angle, like let's say for the Google image which we have seen before, I want it in this particular angle. So what I'm going to do is adjust a simple setting in 3ds Max. Let's close this off. I'll select one light. I'll change its option. When you drag down its parameters, you'll see an option called directional. The more you increase, the more pointer it becomes. Let's make it 0.5. Let's try rendering it now. As you can see, the top area which was bright before has become a little dull because the light gets concentrated towards one area and the other areas gets overexposed. If you want to see a clear effect of this light, keep the light as close as possible towards the wall so that you can have a good way of having a look at it. Let's make that for now. I'm going to keep this light setting as 0 itself, and then I'll make a copy of this light. Not an instance, guys, but a copy. I'll make this 0.5. I'll switch off these lights. You can switch off the light whenever and wherever you want using these parameters: general, on and off. Only this light is switched on. Let's render it and see how it looks like. You have to learn it by trial and error method in order to get a hang of how the light works. 500 is too bright for me. So what I'm going to do is reduce the multiplier as well as the directional. Since my directional option is already given as 0.5, the light gets concentrated at one particular point. There you go. Okay, it is giving you a beautiful curved shape. If you want, you can even make it more sharper. Let's make it as 0.8. I'm going to render only this portion. I'm going to use the render region. I'm going to render it this side alone. As you can see the difference how it falls. So what I'm going to do, I'll bring it down. I'll reduce the multiplier to 100. Then if I remove this, I render completely. As you can see, this V-ray plane light can also act as an IES light, which helps you give the decorative lighting which you want without any further delays. So that is all about cool colors you can work with. The files are available for download. Please take and make use of it and practice hard in order to get the knack of how it is being used. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next session.